Caruso runs a break. Caldwell Pope goes to the wing here. James! Oh!
Trying to play at the defensive end. Got blown by back.
Oh, yes!
Hook jam!
Harden, step back. Puts up the three. Got hit. Shot's good! And one!
Back this time here, Steph.
Oh, Russell Westbrook!
And you said this man's name. He actually turned 36 today. King James himself, who just captured his fourth title, with the Lakers, and he won his third Finals MVP, being the first ever to do it on three separate teams. Who many thought, like myself, was going to be Kawhi first, but it turned out to be LeBron. What a career this man has had. From being, coming from St. Mary, St. Vincent High School, from Akron, Ohio, and to the draft in 2003, to carry on his legacy and his career that this man has had. Pretty much, I have not one blemish on his career in terms of like any personal problems outside. Many people point to the decision that he did with Miami in 2010. That's like a problem that he did in the way that he kind of went about that. But just the career this man has had, just being completely dominant, arguably one of the best players in the game. To me, he's the second best player ever to play the game. He's playing like he still has more to go at age 36. He's more, as he gotten older, he became more smart about protecting his body. Because we really never seen a major injury from LeBron besides when he first got to the Lakers and he had that groin injury. That's like the real first injury that we ever seen of LeBron James that took him out for a significant amount of time. And that came in what, year 16? And now we're in year 18. He just won his last championship, looking for a repeat this year. He signed an extension for 2 additional years on top of his contract because he's supposed to end his contract next year. So he is now, I think his contract carries to, I think it makes it, 24?
The 2024, yes.
Yeah.
And make him a free agent the same year his son, prospectively, will be an NBA player.
And by that point, 4 years from now, he'll be 40. So we're like, this man, LeBron, he's just, I don't know. Like, I never been the one that hate LeBron. I actually have a poster of this man hanging up in my room back at home when he won his 2007 MVP, showing a little bit of myself there as a kid. I never been the one to hate him, but just the greatness that this man has just continually elevating to just hoist up and just being a person that Black people and just people all around, basketball players, can just look up to. It's quite astonishing, and it's fitting that he's playing for such a storied franchise like the Lakers too, with the many legends that you all have. So being that he is on your team now, and I know that you've been a Kobe diehard, and you have some feelings toward LeBron now. Don't act like you always a LeBron fan, but now that he's on your team, and now he continues to live on his legacy and try to, as he brought back the Lakers legacy actually too, from being now he's being in the playoffs for 6 years. And he's making y'all relevant and more popular than ever. What do you think about LeBron James in his career and what he's done for your Lakers so far as well?
I'll speak on the Laker piece first because that's a shorter answer. I'll say that for one, like you said, outside of the blemish that was the first season, and I won't even put that on him. He didn't have a co-star. He was injured a third of the season. Yeah. And that was like a Laker blooper reel more than a season. So I don't even want to talk about that first year. But last year, like I said, we hadn't been in the playoffs in 7 years. And I've been a Laker fan since 2010. And I got there at the height, and I was there for the long valley. I remember we were starting Wayne Ellington, Jordan Clarkson, Robert Sacre. Like, oh my gosh! And I would watch those games. I remember, oh my god, Ryan Kelly. Oh my god! And I remember those years. And I remember last year was the first year that I could genuinely be a Laker fan and be proud. Because I was proud at first when LeBron signed, and then that turned into
I remember that.
It turned into mild disappointment, to say the least.
What a joyous year that was. You were so happy when they signed him.
But you know what's funny though, Kendall, is that life works in reciprocals. When there's great disappointment, there comes great achievement and accomplishment. And you wouldn't know that because you like all 29 teams, and yet somehow you never like the one that wins a championship. We're not going to talk about that. That's not what we're talking about. That could be a different segment. What I will say, though, is that LeBron's Laker legacy It's definitely not. I mean, some people want to put him in the Mount Rushmore of Lakers. I mean, you got to think how many Lakers there are: Shaq, Kobe, Kareem, Jerry West. We could really go. Will, Elgin Baylor. I mean, come on, we could roll down the list. And as an individual talent, he's
Magic.
better
We didn't
than
even say Magic.
Magic, exactly. Like as an individual talent, he's probably better than all of those guys. But in terms of a Laker, as a legacy as a Laker, he's not touching those guys. He'd have to win at least 2 more to even be in the top 5, in my opinion.
So
with that said, though,
I'm gonna interrupt just 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
If he wins the championship this year, and let's say throughout his contract, let's say he gets y'all close to the finals, is he a Laker great?
I mean, he's already a Laker great. When you say Laker
Mount
great,
Rushmore,
you're talking like top 5.
My fault. Mount Rushmore.
No, he's not.
No. Okay. No. Carry on.
He's got to to me. He's got to win 3. Because the way I see it, you got Kobe who won 5. You got Magic who won 5. You got Kareem who won 5. You got Shaq who won 3. That's Mount Rushmore right there. Even though Jerry West only won 1, I mean, he's the logo. He's Jerry West.
And he's been with the Laker organization for many years too.
And he's not only that, like if you want to talk about a career that spans beyond basketball, Jerry West probably had the best NBA career. If you want to talk about NBA and post career in the sports realm anyway, there's a lot of people who've obviously made a lot of moves outside of the NBA and business. But in terms of like the NBA business of being a great GM, a scout,
he helped y'all builder of teams.
Helped draft Kobe, made the trade for Shaq, built the Warriors. I mean, he's done a lot of great stuff. With that in mind, I just don't see LeBron being able to really crack that list. Like if you make it top 4, the real Mount Rushmore, I don't think he'll be able to top that list. Because like I said, you got Magic, Kobe, Kareem, Shaq. I don't think he's passing any of those guys in like a legacy. If you say top 5, but with 3 rings, you could make the argument he did more than Jerry West, and I'll put him there. But top 4, he'd have to win a ring the next 4 or 5, like the next 4 for me to say, yeah, he's better than one of those guys.
Yeah. So what else are you about to say before I insert that question there for you?
Yeah. Just really on that, talking about LeBron's legacy, in my opinion, I agree with you, especially after watching The Last Dance. I just think Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. I feel like he gets a lot of slack. I think a lot of the arguments that people make for LeBron being the greatest are really just byproducts of the system that Jordan played in. Like say he's a better passer. I think he's a better passer, but Jordan was not a bad passer. He averaged 8 assists a game 1 year. They said, oh, well, he's a better rebounder. Well, he's 6'8". He plays a position where that's a bigger emphasis too. And then Jordan also had a season he averaged 8 rebounds. Better defender. Well, Jordan won Defensive Player of the Year. Better scorer. That's just not true. That's just not true. He shoots better from 3. I mean, okay, I guess so, but it's a different era. I mean, like there's players who shoot like who barely play who have better 3-point percentages than Reggie Miller. Does that make them all better 3-point shooters than him? I mean, the point I'm trying to make there is that even though he might not be the greatest player, if you look at his legacy, and also speaking on that point of being a role model for black men, black people in general, this man is stainless. He's been in the limelight since he was basically 15 when he's on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And the chosen one, tattooed on his own back.
Man.
And look, there's not a lot of people, as big of a Kobe fan as I am, there's not a lot of people who can just genuinely just be flawless through pretty much the whole career outside of like 2011 in terms of no public scandal, being an overall great guy, being a great team guy, a great role model, a great player from jump. I mean, his legacy speaks for itself. He might not be the best player, but he's definitely one of the most iconic athletes, not even just basketball player, athletes of all time. And that's what his legacy will be.
He just won AP Athlete of the Year for a male too, with Naomi Osaka winning for the female.
Well deserved.
So yeah, man, Lakers not winning championship this year, but salute to LeBron James for continuing to be a great basketball player and a great man overall and a great father.
You want to wager? What you want to wager?
We can put down another bet.
Right, let's do it now because y'all know sometimes
we put it on camera. We put it on camera right now. People going to be here and see.
How much you want to put down? How much you want to put down? I'll give you the field.
All right. It could be the field.
I'll give you the field.
You give me the field.
I'm giving you the field. I'll give you all. You like all 29 teams anyway, so I'll give you the whole 29.
You gonna give me the whole 29? All right.
You get the whole field.
I'm betting $200.
I bet 100. I bet 1. I bet 1.
150. Meet me in the middle. 150. 150 like BI. Come on, talk to me now.
You got yourself got me deep.
All right. That's all I hear right there. Y'all hear it here first. Y'all hear it here first now.
Back to
Look,
back, Jordan 96, 97. Simple as that.
all right,
Capiche.
yeah, all right,
All I got to
whatever.
say.
Y'all
I'm gonna cash
see
in.
here. Let's
I'm
see
gonna
a
take
little
that
bucket.
150. I'm gonna buy some Bitcoin. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Whatever. Y'all, you let your little bucket patrollers know. I let my passionites know. They got it here on camera. This footage is knocked down. So we'll
It's
see.
here.
We'll see you in July, June, whatever the playoffs decide to be this year.
We'll see.
We'll see.